What's going on, guys? ShadowNinja here, and today we got a PvP video for you guys to enjoy. Yeah, hopefully this is the start of some PvP videos on the channel. For one, I've been enjoying PvP. I know, I'm personally trying to punch myself in the face to make sure I am not dreaming when I say that. And then secondly, I'm also looking to expand some content on the channel, especially with Destiny, and again, going into the PvP realm of things. It's time for my cran eating ass to kind of jump in the crucible, take on you bastard hunter mains. So here we are. But with all jokes aside, this video, as you guys already clicked on, we'll be talking about the Vantage Point pulse rifle. Apologies if I sound a little groggy. I guess I had a cold, still getting over it. But yeah, I already covered Vantage Point in PvE. Annotation here on screen. It is an impressive weapon in that sandbox, one of my favorites, and it's also one of my favorites in PvP at the moment. There's tons of reasons for that, and of course, not everyone will agree with that. So if you do leave a comment on that, just keep it respectfully. I know I may be wrong here, but I really do love this weapon. But before we jump into all those details, just want to get a few things out the way. If you guys want to stay up to date with the content on the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell to be notified when I do drop more content. We got tons of Destiny stuff for you guys to enjoy, as well as stuff on other games, whether that's before coming out. There's tons of stuff planned. Also, if you guys want to ever see me do something else, or at least you have a recommendation on the channel for me, drop a comment down below. Tell me what you guys want to see from me. I will admit, if you guys recommend horror, I'll do my best. I'll try not to make a fool of myself, because horror terrifies the shit out of me. But let's jump into the video and get into all the nitty and gritty. So right off the bat, you will need the God roll in order for you to believe in my claim of this being my personal favorite legendary pulse rifle for PvP at the moment. And if we bring up the comparison tool on D2 Foundry and we compare it to another similar pulse rifle, same archetype, Bygones, it's falling short in basically all the stats. And the most important part here is that these stats that are, I think, the gold standard, what you should really worry about here is going to be range stability, aim assistance. I personally think it's always a great time if your PvP weapon without any perks has great stats to build on. You don't want perks to come in here and make up that performance that you're looking for in your base stats. However, sometimes that can be a wash, and I think Vantage Point has a combo, as you guys will see in the God roll, that really makes this comparison between Bygones much closer than what the stats make it seem. So here on screen is going to be all the perks for Vantage Point, and we'll be labeling so you guys can follow. Now, for one, the origin trait, Dark Ether Reaper, it's not really important, not really useful in my opinion, is kind of productive to the God roll. Now in column 4, we have Jolting Feedback, One for All, High Impact Reserves, Desperado, Focus Fury, Swashbuckler, and Head Seeker. Over in column 3, we have Closing Time, Keep Away, Stats for All, Deconstruct, To the Pain, Lone Wolf, and Eddy Current. When it comes to our magazines, we have Accurized Rounds, Appended Mag, Tactile Mag, Extended Mag, Steady Rounds, Alloy Magazine, and Flared Magwell. And if you guys are looking at all the perks, you would ideally think that the God roll I'm recommending is going to be Keep Away and Head Seeker. Well, unfortunately, that's not the God roll. Here on screen is the God roll I will be recommending, the one I've been using. It is phenomenal. We have Arrowhead Break, Accurized Rounds, Closing Time, Head Seeker, and ideally you want a ranged masterwork to kind of get the most out of the range here. Now, Head Seeker, you guys should already understand why you will want this. It's a simple damage buff perk that is my personal favorite compared to other ones out there. Reason that is that body shots landed with this weapon increase precision damage and aim assist for a short time. Body shots landed while the perk is active refreshes that time, and based on the community research found on D2 Foundry, the benefits will last for at least half a second, in this case 0.55 seconds. The increase to precision multiplier is by 0.1175, and 3% increase to aim assistance cone size. Yeah, this rocks. And when you compare this to Closing Time, we can get a perfect combo. It's fair to say this though, Closing Time on a primary compared to a special weapon isn't on the same levels of overpowered. You was seeing that with Scavenger's Fate. We'll talk about that, but it's so good. It's kind of wild. It's a combo with Head Seeker right now. Now, if you don't know what Closing Time is, it reads like this. Improves range, accuracy, and handling as the magazine gets lower. Now, the main buff to talk about here is going to be the range buff, and based on the research, the range buff based on 2 different stacks. So if once you get to the halfway mark, you get the plus 10 reload, and then once you get lower than that, I believe 25% low, it is a plus 20 range. This is really, really good. And when we can bring up the comparison tool with Bygones here with my own personal God roll, I want, or at least I recommend, Keep Away, Desperate Measures, Ricochet, Arrowhead Break, Range Masterwork, as we can tell from these stats. Head Seeker, Closing Time versus Keep Away, Desperate Measures. Desperate Measures is a easy, very easy damage buff. Allows you to chain really easy depending on your build. You can really get ×2 and stuff like that and really level out in a 6v6. But Vantage Point with this combo compared to Bygones with my personal idea of what the God Roll should be, it's fairly close. Range, again, of course, when closing time is maxed out, you're getting more range out of Vantage Point. And then when it comes to handling, that is a nice subtle buff. Now, again, stability, reload speed, aim assistance, there is going to be subtle differences here. You could increase that difference with armor mods, but the difference is not as big as people may make it seem. Now, I will say that Vantage Point, in my opinion, is a much easier grind to get rather than Bygones. Bygones is a gambit weapon. It has much more perks per column, so getting that perfect combo that you want is going to be technically harder. Now, I know Weight Gate is now ending, or at least it ended, so theoretically it may have been easier before, but Vantage Point, there's much less perks in the columns, making it a far easier and more likelihood to get the God Roll. So in my personal preference, I love Vantage Point more than Bygones. I've used Bygones a little bit. Depending on the loadout, one's a kinetic, one's an energy. That could make or break certain things, especially when we talk about Scavenger's Fate in another video. But yeah, I love this weapon. Hope you guys love it too. But if you guys have any thoughts down below on Vantage Point, leave it down below. If you guys found this video informative, be sure to drop this video a like, helps out the video a ton. And of course, if you want more content from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell to be notified when I do drop more content. But until then, hope you guys have a good one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.